I'm floating on your love.
Destination to pursue. Maybe it's a fleeting moment, sharing the same point of view. Two separate stories intertwining for a chapter neither planned, finding unexpected beauty in a night we didn't script by hand. I'm floating on your love. No need to explain, no need to define. Something in your rhythm echoes into mine. One vibration, one chance. Everything begins to dance. The gallery lights paint silver patterns across the marble of the floor. Quiet stories folded carefully behind each half-open door. You speak with measured observations about the beauty found in change. How every season leaves a fingerprint without remaining quite the same. A saxophone beyond the courtyard traces circles through the air. Somehow every passing note feels connected to you there. No pressure, no demand, just a language we both understand. No signal, no sign, still your rhythm mirrors mine. Like a tender resonance moving through the space between us. One breath, one spark, drawing outlines in the dark. Every word becomes a current, every silence feels important. One glance, one face, carried by the same wavelength. Stay right here. Stay right here. Let it resonate. The city wears a coat of crystal, woven from reflections and neon rain, while distant traffic draws bright calligraphy across the avenues again. You talk about unfinished sketches and ideas waiting to unfold, like hidden architecture inside stories never fully told. The atmosphere grows softer, yet somehow Suddenly the night gets long. One more look, one more sway. Feels like forever and a day. The rooftop clocks keep moving forward, yet somehow nothing seems to change. The city's busy constellation spins beneath us all the same. You tell me stories out of sequence, skipping chapters, crossing years, like scattered pieces of a mosaic, quietly becoming clear. The evening wears electric colors, cobalt, ruby, citron gold, and every passing minute feels like something precious we can hold. No hurry, no race, just another moment to embrace. No pressure, no plan, still we're exactly where we stand. Forever and a day, that's how the night is slipping away. One beat, one phrase, caught inside a silver haze. Forever and a day, every second finding room to stay. One smile, one spark, stretching shadows through the dark. Stay a little longer, don't let it fade. Stay a little longer, forever and a day. Stay a little longer, don't let it fade. Stay a little longer. A photographer beside the terrace captures fragments of the crowd, but some moments resist the lens and refuse to be pinned down. You laugh at something barely spoken, and suddenly the room expands, like every distant conversation had dissolved into the band. The atmosphere grows cinematic, frames unfolding one by one, while somewhere over sleeping avenues, the first traces of dawn. No beginning, no end, just another corner to transcend. No measure, no way to count a night like this anyway. Forever and a day, that's how the night is slipping away. One beat, one phrase, caught inside a silver haze. Forever and a day, every second finding room to stay. One glance, one touch, never quite enough. A little longer, don't let it fade. A little longer, stay right here. A little longer, crystal clear. Maybe time was never measured by the movement of the hands. Maybe it expands and contracts according to where we stand. And maybe certain conversations leave an imprint on the air, long after every light goes dim and nobody remains there. Forever and a day, that's how the night is slipping away. One beat, one phrase, to let it go. One more hour, one more song. One more hour, one more song. Suddenly the night gets long, still unfolding. Round we go, back again. Different roads, same horizon. No goodbye ever stays. We're still moving through the same wavelength. The evening drapes itself in sapphire across the mirrored hotel walls. A chandelier of distant headlights spills reflections through the hall. You speak about forgotten moments, like pages tucked inside a sleeve. Not searching for a grand conclusion, just letting every memory breathe. The city hums beneath the rooftop, an endless current made of light, while every thought we leave unfinished finds a place somewhere tonight. No destination, no design, still your rhythm mirrors mine. No equation, yet somehow everything is sinking now, like an infinite affection, pulling closer without tension. No beginning, no end, just returning once again. Every heartbeat finds connection inside infinite affection. One glance, one face, drifting through the same escape. Again, 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 coming around. Again, again, never slowing down. Again, 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 coming around. Again, again. A jazz quartet beyond the courtyard, paint silver curves into the air. The atmosphere feels cinematic, without demanding we get there. You tell me how your world keeps changing, like architecture under rain. Yet somehow underneath the movement, certain feelings still remain. The room becomes a moving picture, frames dissolving one by one, while conversations drift like lanterns across the avenue below. No resistance, no retreat, just the pattern underneath. No illusion, no disguise, only resonance tonight. Like an infinite affection, pulling closer without tension. No beginning, no end, just returning once again. Every heartbeat finds connection inside infinite affection. One glance, one face, drifting through the same escape.
like echoes crossing different seasons, only to perfectly align. Not because they have to happen, not because they're written down, simply because certain frequencies always seem to come around. Like an infinite affection, pulling closer without tension. No beginning, no end, just returning once again. Every heartbeat finds connection inside infinite affection. One breath, one spark, still illuminating dark. Round we go, back again. Different roads, same horizon, still arriving. Round and round and round and round and round and round and round, back again. Something pulls me from within. No warning sign, no escape. I'm already caught in your wave, wave, wave. The elevator doors slide open to a rooftop washed in violet glass. Conversations drift like static across the city built to last. You arrive without an entrance, no dramatic spotlight scene. Yet somehow every moving detail rearranges what I see. A constellation of reflections dances across your crystal drink, and suddenly the room feels smaller than the distance of a blink. No signal flare, no grand event, just a subtle shift in the current. No reason why, no defense. Still I'm moving where you're heading, yeah. Caught in your wave, like a rhythm I can't outrun. Caught in your wave, like a second beating drum. One move, one phrase, everything begins to sway. No fight, no breaks, I'm already caught in your wave. Caught in your wave. Take me away. You speak in fragments and ideas, midnight theories dressed in gold about the versions of ourselves that only certain hours know. A passing helicopter paints a silver circle on the floor while laughter spills from distant tables through the partially open doors. The atmosphere grows cinematic, frames unfolding scene by scene, like we're walking through a moment already destined to be seen. No gravity, no control, just momentum taking hold. No beginning, no end, just the pull beneath the skin. Caught in your wave, like a rhythm I can't outrun. Caught in your wave, like a second beating drum. One move, one phrase, everything begins to sway. No fight, no breaks, I'm invisible but always there, like patterns hidden in the silence, or electricity in the air. Two separate frequencies wandering across the architecture of chance, finding perfect resonance inside an unexpected dance, 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 dance. Caught in your wave, like a rhythm I can't outrun. Caught in your wave, like a second beating drum. One move, one phrase, everything begins to sway. No fight, no breaks, I'm already caught in your wave. The room fades out, the groove remains, still moving through my veins. Caught in your wave, still rolling, still turning, still rolling, still turning. Feel it carry. Feel it carry. Feel it rise, feel it run through the wires one by one. No control, no pushing back. Something pulls us onto the same track. The skyline flickers ultraviolet across the glass and steel below. 1,000 windows hold reflections of lives we'll never get to know. You lean into the conversation like you're opening a secret door, turning simple observations into something worth waiting for. The air is charged with quiet motion, designer silhouettes drift by, while fragments of distant laughter dissolve beneath the city lights. No resistance, no escape. Every heartbeat shifts its shape. No direction, no map. Still we find the same path. We're caught in an electric pulse of love, moving like a signal from above. One spark, one rush, never quite enough. The room keeps spinning, but we're locked in place, following a rhythm we can't replace. One glance, one touch, electric pulse of love. Pulse running through us, pulse. Nothing to discuss. The rooftop garden glows in crimson between the shadows of the crowd. A saxophone from somewhere distant wraps itself around the sound. You speak of dreams left half completed and roads you almost chose instead, like photographs still developing inside the corners of your head. The night keeps folding into layers of polished marble, smoke and light, and every piece of who you are feels clearer with the passing time. No collision, no surprise. Still the current never lies. No equation, no design. Yet every isn't thunder or fireworks across the dark. Maybe it's a subtle frequency, recognizing its counterpart. Two separate patterns in the chaos, two scattered signals in the night, finding perfect synchronization without even trying. We're caught in an electric pulse of love, moving like a signal from above. One spark, one rush, never quite enough. The world grows distant as the hours slip, but somehow we never lose the grip. One glance, one touch, electric pulse of love. Still connected, still alive, still connected through the night. Right on time. Heartbeat sync, right on cue. Heartbeat sync, me and you. No countdown, no warning light, just one rhythm running through the night. The rooftop glimmers obsidian blue, glass reflections breaking into view. The city's pulse beneath our feet becomes another layer of the beat. You speak in half-finished philosophies about the roads behind your eyes, and every thought arrives unguarded, like a tide no map could recognize. A passing aircraft draws a silver line across the lacquered midnight sky, while conversations drift between us like sparks refusing to collide. No signal, no sign, yet somehow every step aligns. No effort, no design, still everything falls into time. We're moving in a heartbeat sync, like two frequencies that interlink. One touch, one blink, everything slips into heartbeat sync. The room turns slow, the world turns thin, and all the noise can't get within. One breath, one drift, everything falls into heartbeat sync. Fall into it. The evening settles into velvet chrome as candlelight flickers across the stone. A saxophone escapes a distant lounge like smoke curling through the crowd. You tell me stories you've never framed, not hidden, simply left unnamed. The kind that surface after midnight, when honesty no longer feels restrained. And somehow every pause feels musical, every silence perfectly placed, like invisible arrangements resistance, just a shift in the distance. No question, no reply, still the pieces synchronize. We're moving in a heartbeat sync, like two frequencies that interlink. One touch, one blink, everything slips into heartbeat sync. The room turns slow, the world turns thin, and all the noise can't get within. One breath, one drift, everything falls into heartbeat sync. Into prisms across the windows of the bay, and every scattered reflection finds a way to rearrange. Maybe that's what connection is. Not fireworks above the sea, just separate patterns discovering they were always meant to be. We're moving in a heartbeat sync, like two frequencies that interlink. One touch, one blink, everything slips into heartbeat sync. No signal, no sign, still everything falls into time. One breath, one drift, everything falls into heartbeat sync. Still turning, still aligned, still turning, still in time, right on cue. Different footsteps, same road. Different stories, same glow. No one planned it, no one knew how the night would lead me to you. The city stretches far beneath us, a mosaic built from moving light, balconies and silent avenues, threading through the velvet night. You speak about forgotten seasons and lessons gathered on the way, like every chapter left unfinished still found a reason here to stay. A distant train draws silver pathways across the sleeping edge of town, while every passing observation feels like another layer found. No blueprint, no grand design, still your rhythm mirrors mine. No promise, no demand, yet somehow everything expands. Two bodies, one soul, moving where the currents flow. meaningful meeting begins before we understand. Like separate constellations quietly sharing the same span. Not because fate insists upon it, not because destiny was told, simply because certain frequencies recognize the counterpart soul. Two bodies, one soul, moving where the currents flow. One silence, one spark, lighting corners of the dark. Two bodies, one soul, different rivers, same control. One breath, one glow, closer than we'll ever know. Different footsteps, same road, different stories, same glow, still unfolding. Step by step, closer still, nothing spoken, yet we feel something shifting in the air, like we're already meeting there. The rooftop lounge wears liquid emerald across the edges of its glass, a blur of tailored silhouettes move slowly through the aftermath. You smile at something half forgotten, then pause before completing the thought, and somehow that unfinished sentence says much more than what it does not. A silver glass through scattered conversations, balancing crystal and candlelight, while somewhere underneath the music a different rhythm comes alive. No coincidence, no mistake, something neither of us can fake. No permission, no command, still the distance starts to bend. It's an undeniable attraction, pulling every moment into action. One look, one smile, staying longer than a while, like a current underneath distraction. It's an undeniable attraction, no rush, no chase, still we're moving at the same pace. It lasts. The skyline glows in fractured ruby across the windows of the bay, like someone spilled a box of colors and let them wander where they may. You talk about the places waiting beyond the reach of present plans, and every dream becomes more vivid the longer that I understand. The night unfolds in careful layers, willow shadows, polished chrome, and for a fleeting second somehow the unfamiliar feels like home. No prediction, no control, still we're orbiting the pole. No resistance, no retreat, just the pattern underneath. It's an undeniable attraction, pulling every moment into action. One look, one smile, staying longer than a while, like a current underneath distraction. It's an different pace. Require reasons or diagrams to understand, like why certain conversations feel unfinished when they end. Maybe chemistry is simply two perspectives crossing lines and suddenly discovering a rhythm perfectly timed. It's an undeniable